present, and I got another 25 to start it. Was it 25,000 cash? I said that's my present. Thank you for marrying. Today he is a very stable man. Very stable. Thank you very much. Congratulations to Mama. And mwambie Mama, Jaibo, Ejo. She's watching. Jaibo, Ejok, Akironyo. This is Matsanga. Thank you very much. This is Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting from the Republic of Kenya in the General Command Head of Africa Political Command, somewhere in Africa. Thank you very much. But back to the story. None other than Miriam Ogutu. You can see the power and the speed of my voice, Miriam. I'm back. Thank you. Over to you. This is Dr. David Matsanga, son of soil, the honored Pan-African left, carrying the shining star of the Pan-Africanism. After the departure of Kaunda, I am carrying it. And I want Africa to renew itself. Over to you in the studios.
All right. Thank you, Doctor, for that introduction. I'll take us quickly through the headlines today on the Sunday Standard. The main headline there reads, "It's good news for parents on school fees. Secondary school students to pay less as ministry releases new directives, but principals could be staring at a financial nightmare presented by the new fee structure and delayed release of funds to learning institutions." And then just besides that, Bring It On, Ruto dares emerging coalition and storm over strange party register list. And then what Mount Kenya leaders told Raila. The story is on page 9. Business people from Central pledged to work with ODM leader ahead of 2022 polls after Friday night meeting. And we turn our attention to the Sunday Nation, and the main headline revealed a team crafting Uhuru Raila 2022 deal. Jubilee and ODM, once bitter political rivals, have taken big step in handshake coalition formal talks by picking a team of 10 to steer negotiations, but Ruto dismisses plans for the alliance. So that is the main headline. Then perhaps that is where we will start our topics on Kenya. Enters George Soros money and.
Okay, thank you very much, Miriam. Let me speaking real, some serious English. A cursory look at the project funding in Kenya and East Africa from USAID, Oxfam, George Soros, Open Society Foundation, Ford Foundation. A cursory look in Kenya, one will find the constituency of Kikuyu is the most funded with all projects sampled across East Africa. Why? Why do you think Ruto likes Ichungwa? Knowing very well that the Kikuyus in that constituency might not vote for him. And I want Karanja to take this not seriously. Those of you who write about and Douglas plus Wesonga. Why Ruto joined Kimani? Why do you think there's a link between Kimani, Ichungwa and Ruto? It's not because they like each other. It's not because Kimani refused to pay my 823 euros, of which he was in the IC in The Hague, the last leg of Rule 68, when I was fighting to remove Ruto from Rule 68. Ichungwa was there with Ali Singanga, myself, Waititu, and about 10 MPs. Chungwa told the people to pay lunch. Matsanga pay for me. I'm going to Turkey, Ankara. There's a business I'm conducting. I'll come back and settle the bill. He never settled. I have not forgotten, but I've forgiven his bad manners. So why does Ruto connect himself to Kimani Ichungwa? Kimani Ichungwa took Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria, you know, he had never traveled as far as Los Angeles. He traveled to Los Angeles, to America. The nearest Moses Kuria had gone was when I took him to ICC, and he was panicking. Even he told me, Matsanga, can we leave tonight, please? Please, 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 let's not sleep here. They are going to kill us tonight. Moses Kuria, you are listening and I'm watching, and I think you must take this seriously. You remember what you told me about Ruto? When Ruto refused to greet you properly, you told me to take you out of ICC. Let's go and sleep somewhere in Amsterdam, because he could come at night to kill us. I told you, no, instead of doing that, I, Mugatana, and you, I told you I am a platinum elite plus. On Kenya, your tickets, you'll pay me the money when you're in Nairobi. Let's go. And we flew to Amsterdam Schiphol Airport. We drove. I hired a Mercedes, which took us 6 of us to Amsterdam Schiphol Airport, and we left. Because Moses Kuria was very scared of Ruto. He said Ruto refused to greet us outside the ICC. Miriam, you know, a human being in Africa brings the hand. You have brought the whole hand to be greeted. He just touched us here, meaning he doesn't want to see you. So we went back to the hotel, Movenpick. We packed our things, and I told them, for me, I've done my best on Rule 68. No, that was before Rule 68. Because Rule 68, Moses Kuria had already surrendered to Ruto. Few months later, Moses Kuria surrendered to the same Ruto that he said he wanted to kill him, and made me to run with my suitcases around the Hague, trying to hide, to save him. There you are. That's what the life is. This world is not my home. It's just passing through, as Jimmy Reeves said. Coming back to the topic, George Soros, Moses Kuria, under the tutorship of Kimani Ichungwa, recruited Ndindi Nyoro. Have you seen how the the thing, Ndindi Nyoro had never worn a t-shirt of an American type. Ndindi Nyoro had never traveled out of Kiharu. And honestly, he had never traveled out of Kiharu. Ndindi Nyoro was, I was paying him to be on my television station. Tawishi, am I telling a lie?
You are right, Doctor. You are right on that.
Haven't you shared a platform with Ndindi Nyoro?
Many times.
Yes, many times. And I was paying him. He had never traveled. Even when you talk about America, he thinks America is near the moon. So Ndindi Nyoro was taken with Moses Kuria. They were shown to Mr. George Soros. But who is the master of George Soros' plan? Abraham Singoye, the link man. Me, I don't hide. Because have you ever seen Murkomen? When I say Murkomen was the witness number or TP number this, has Murkomen ever contested? Let him try to contest. Let him try to say no. Tena tuchemuke. Sindio, time has come now to tachemuka. Fatu Vesuda is gone. We are going to flash these things. Mulukomen and Arab Sang, no, and the Sang, the governor of that place, what is it called? Nandi. They should not talk. They should, those are George Soros. One is George Soros. The other one is USAID, Kenya. USAID Kenya is a CIA organization, framed, organized, linked to South Africa. That money arrived here in 2007. It created havoc. That money again of George Soros has arrived here. The security men, that NGO bosses, let them, those who govern NGOs, check. Kangata and Ruto have now opened an office serviced, fully serviced by George Soros in America. The money is coming in the form of buildings. Buildings. You know, Ruto likes land. If I can tell you another example where he is involved in the land, and he has a very big institution where he is a partner, you will just, time has not come for those. But this money now is coming in buying apartments and building apartments funded by Open Society Foundation. It is not a coincidence that Kanata can open a branch of UDA in America. Funded by who? By who? The American government itself, if it had been Trump, would have closed that office like tomorrow. But because the government in power in America at the moment is the government that likes to overthrow governments.
not understand if you've divorced with a woman or a man, why will you will be disturbed really if this person has gotten a new spouse or a new suitor? And in this case, I refer to Deputy President William Ruto because, again, he's very angry. He's displayed utmost, of course, anger and bitterness in as far as this impending merger between Jubilee and ODM is concerned. So if he has nothing to do with Jubilee, why will he be disturbed? Because he's one of those people who have really been, I mean, on public forums, rallying Kenyans to actually have a few political parties that have manifestos, parties that have the face of Kenya. I don't understand how Jubilee merger, being one of the largest political parties in the country, and ODM coming together will be tribal outfits, or they will be promoting tribalism in this country, Miriam. To say that William Ruto himself, who is now, I think, the party leader in support of the United Democratic Alliance, UDA, he's also trying to actually woo some other small parties to come and join his UDA party, the likes of PDP or Fumingo Magara, the likes of PEP, I think People's Empowerment Party of Gatundu South MP Moses Kuria, and so many other parties, including the Service Party of the former Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mwangi Kiunjuri. So why does William Ruto really find it difficult to understand that things have changed, that we have crossed over to the other side of the river and there's no turning back? I mean, as a people, I'm speaking now on behalf of the people of Kenya, that there's no turning back when it comes to the unity of purpose of this country. And I think that is where President Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga are taking this country, the unity of purpose, bringing on board all and sundry, people from every other region, people of all religious beliefs, people of different political outfits to come and reason together, because only then, if we are united, is when we can move this country forward, and not the kind of politics that William Ruto is trying to pursue. I think he's doomed to fail, because already looking into the kind of bitterness and anger the Deputy President has been displaying ever since the news of the formation of that big coalition that brings on board ODM and Jubilee Party came into the fore. I think William Ruto has never slept. I want to imagine he's never slept. He's never been comfortable because he knows this is a sure way of making sure that, one, he's going to be beaten or hands down when it comes to the polls next year. And second is that Kenyans are no longer going to buy into his machinations of trying to divide this country along ethnic and tribal lines. So I think that is his fear, because again, all along he's been relying on these divisions, the tribal divisions, the ethnic balkanization, for him to win power, for him to manipulate the voters and people and even get support. That is why he's the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya today. So I suppose that the Deputy President William Ruto really fears that this major coalition has already shaken him and he has no chance of becoming president come next year in 2022. But again, Miriam, as I submit my last point, I want to note this, that the coming together of Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta is not more of winning power per se. It is more of ensuring that we continue with a similar agenda of uniting the country, of making sure that we have an inclusive government, of making sure that the BBI is going to implemented. Because again, if you're going to entrust the leadership of this country to a person who does not believe in the ideals of unity, who does not believe in the principles of the Building Bridges initiative, how can we be sure as a people, as a population, that Deputy President William Ruto will steer this country to safe destination, Miriam? So I submit that this coalition that is impending is the right move from our leaders, and a good choice for the Kenyans, really, to partake in this path that the two leaders have chosen. I submit, Miriam.
Okay, very well, thank you. Samuel Tawish. Now, the idea is to transform the March 2018 handshake into a political movement ahead of the general election next year. And last Friday, ODM leader Raila Odinga evening hosted by a section of the Central Kenya business community an invite-only event with heavy political undertones. The meeting, held at a restaurant in Nairobi's Runda Estate, positioned Mr. Odinga as a business-friendly leader based on his role when President Mwai Kibaki and NARC took over in 2003 and during the Grand Coalition and government that assumed office in 2008. This is becoming serious. Daniel Wasonga.
Yes, thank you, Miriam. And of course, let me take this opportunity also to wish Dr. Matsanga David and my good brother, Tarwish Olesesina, a very good Father's Day. Of course, the challenge has been taken, and very soon, maybe, we believe that we'll come out of the waiting bay. So going back to that particular headline on the newspaper, Miriam, it has to be remembered that the NAC government, where everyone was brought on board, and when you looked at the stratum of how the NAC government was actually formulated, it had every key political figure from each and every part of the country. And that was actually rated as the most progressive government that we ever had as a country since independence. And Kenyans were actually voted as the most ambitious people in the world post-2002. And that is the same thing that President Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga are trying to do, just creating a scenario where, a stage where all Kenyans will come on board from the different diverse origins to come together and be able to enjoy power, to be able to come together, work in peace and harmony to ensure that we do have a progressive country. And as it is, Miriam, when you look at that vis-a-vis the handshake, this is the same government that we are having right now. And it is the same government we had post-2008, where Raila Odinga and Mwai Kibaki had a handshake once again. And that is the time when major projects, just like Thika for the future and the posterity of this country. I submit, Miriam.
All right, thank you so much. Jevan Karanja, your thoughts on this new coalition in the offing?
Okay, thank you very much, Miriam. And also I joined my other panelists to wish fathers in the house a happy Father's Day, and more to Dr. David Matsanga for being there and inspiring us to be the best version of ourselves. And that I wish and the rest of the team behind the scenes. Let me come to the topic. And one, I'm very optimistic that this merger of JODM and the Jubilee will be beneficial to this country, because we have done the mock experiment, we have done the piloting exercise, and when I say that, I mean the handshake. We have seen it being a very transformative kind of an agenda where every...
Okay, we apologize. We seem to have suffered a bit of a technical hitch there from
body in this country feels saying that he has supported, and since the handshake, he has been able to deliver on his mandate. And for me, I'm a witness for that, because the kind of project, the kind of infrastructural change that have taken place in this country since the handshake, Miriam. They are mega projects, and their reality is something that you can go to the ground, you see, and you touch them. Therefore, that to me is a very good thing. Therefore, if we can materialize, if we can make it legitimate, we have a merger between Jubilee and the ODM, then we are heading on a very good pedestal. We are heading on a very good direction as a country, because ODM is the only party, apart from Jubilee, which has been able to get votes and to get members of parliament and a county representative across the country. Therefore, these are parties that have a national outlook. When you look at the Jubilee Party, is a party that has a national outlook. Therefore, these two parties merging, these are national parties coming together for the betterment of this country. I have seen the deputy president complain that this is a tribal kind of, this is a tribal outfit, this is ethnic mobilization and so on. But when you look at the party that he purports to lead, when you look at the party that they are holding so dearly, the UDA party, you will not see a national kind of representation. You will not see a national party, but you'll see a fragmented party with some tribes here and there coming together. But when you look at it very clearly, this party is dominant in Rift Valley. It is not beyond Rift Valley. It's just dominant in Rift Valley and some parts of central Kenya. Therefore, it cannot be compared to ODM, leave alone the ruling party. Therefore, that to me, I say it's a very good move on the right direction towards the prosperity of this country. Because we know for a fact, the former Prime Minister, Raila Odinga, he controls a very huge following in this country. President Uhuru Kenyatta, as the head of state, has also a huge following. And Miriam, since the handshake, and you know, we have experienced, and to me, I will say, use this scenario like that, since this has been courtship, let me, for example, because since the handshake, we have seen President Uhuru Kenyatta and the former Prime Minister coming out and starting to bond even in a way that we didn't even expect. Therefore, if this courtship has been well, Miriam, now this is a time to make it official and to marry these two parties so that we can move on to the next stage. And the next stage is going for the ballot. And Miriam, this coalition is not going to the ballot to lose, Miriam. This coalition, it's a sure bet because it has the political big wings. When you look at the parties that are coming on board, we have Wiper on a working coalition, working relationship with Jubilee. We have KANU. We have other parties on board. Therefore, if ODM can come in and we bring the One Kenya Alliance on board, Miriam, then that will be a national party. But when you look at UDA, Miriam, and this is a comparative I'm laying down here, UDA, the only big politician that we have in UDA is the deputy president himself. The rest that we have, these are political toddlers. Because when you look at Ndindi Nyoro, these are people who cannot even bring as a substantive votes from Kiharu. When you look at Kimani Ichung'wah, when you look at Didmus Barasa, these are just young politicians who maybe are working to ensure that in the next phase they graduate, maybe to be a regional leaders. But to this level, Miriam, I beg to submit that the ODM Jubilee merger, this is uniting country. And Miriam, if we can bring all Kenyans on board, then we are heading at a very good place as a country. And this will also trigger the social cohesion and the economic growth of this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Douglas Kirimi, the intention is to create what we had in 2002, the Kibaki-led NARC that saw former late President Daniel Toroitich arap Moi leave power after 24 years. Are we ever likely to see such a moment here in the country, the intention that now this new coalition has?
Thank you, Miriam. This afternoon, I'm very happy to hear that the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, is a worried man. That the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta and the allies are coming together. And remember, Miriam, this is William Ruto, who has never worked with any national leader except President Uhuru Kenyatta, who has been tolerating him and also giving him a room to do everything that he has been doing since his first term. But we saw his wings being crippled in 2018 when the handshake came into being. But for this coalition to come, into flotation and also make sure that the people of Kenya are liberated of corruption completely and also taken to the promised land as a explained by the Right Honorable the Prime Minister Raila Odinga. We need to be able to get William Ruto and his allies to a corner and be able to defeat them in an election. How do we defeat them in an election? We have to defeat them using a super coalition or an alliance that is going to be headed by the Right Honorable Prime Minister Raila Odinga, because Raila has been able to bring the word of magic that has been able to bring this country together for a greater good. In 2002, Raila Odinga teamed up with the Kibaki and other opposition figures to be able to bring an end to the Kanu rule that was supposed to go for 100 years and cut their dream short. 2010, Raila came together and also with President Kibaki and gave us the constitution that William Ruto fought for. Fought against and made sure that it did not pass through their no campaign. But God is good. Kenyans fought and made sure that that came to fruition and the people of Kenya enjoy that constitution, including William Ruto, that protects him. If we having the old constitution, William Ruto would have been sacked in 2014 as a deputy president. But Miriam, at this point, we are having a momentous moment for the people of Kenya. History is beckoning that President Uhuru Kenyatta and others will come together, the Right Honorable Prime Minister and everyone else will come on board. People that love Kenya, patriots, people who hate corruption like Raila Odinga are going to steer this country forward. Patriots like President Uhuru Kenyatta are going to make sure that this country or power of to lead this country is never added to a thief. Are people that are worried when others come together. But when Moses Kuria joined him, William Ruto wants us to continue crapping for him. When Waruke, a thief who was a student from the National Serious Board, who comes together to him, he wants us to crap for him. But when Raila and President Kenyatta and right-minded Kenyans come together, he calls it ethnic balkanization and mobilization. What kind of a Kenyan is that, Miriam? What type of a leader is that? We need to be able to depart from such hypocrisy and such conmanship that William Ruto has been able to exhibit to the populace in this country and to the political class. When you come together as a politician and also come with others and form a coalition or start working together, nobody should condemn you. I welcome this super alliance so that we can root out William Ruto from the deputy president annex and also make sure that this country is headed to the right direction, president and a deputy president that have the best interest for the people of Kenya. As long as anything or anyone comes together, Miriam, to stop William Ruto from becoming president, I'm okay with it. The people of Kenya are happy, Douglas Kiremi is happy, and everyone is happy. And as I can see, Miriam, hope is on the horizon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. But Deputy President William Ruto yesterday vowed to defeat the coalition being crafted by President Kenyatta and Mr. Odinga. He dismissed a political union of the two principals as a tribal gathering. Dr. David Matsanga. Doctor, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much, Miriam. Thank you very much, my fellow panelists, and thank you very much, viewers. I don't term this as ignorance, but I term it as the biggest type of stupidity. Stupidity that cannot be. You are busy crafting. Ruto stood in Kasarani and told us that if we cobble parties together and form a stronger party, our party will look like ANC of South Africa. Ruto comes back and injures the same party he cobbled together. He makes it look like a shell. Now he wants, after going to UDA, he wants to control Jubilee, and he does not want. Can I tell you, and if any of you can give me an answer, I've already written it and the people have failed to give me the answer. A door is called a door because it can open and shut. End of quote. It's my Matsanga quote. Miriam, what do you think about it? Just tell me. I wanted to say much here. Just the answers will end up on what we are talking about. Mm-hmm. A door is called a door because it opens and shuts. Mm-hmm. But if a door does not open, or it opens and then does not shut, what do you call it? There you are. I'll take you further to philosophical lessons one of these days, one show for 1 hour. And I believe some of it will be very good for you. Maybe I've come to find out that in Kenya, why the right gets it wrong and the left gets it, does not get it. Again, another philosophy. Today, Wesonga, you have a lot to find out. In Kenya, why the right gets it wrong and the left doesn't get it. Karanja, you scratch your head as usual and tell me where we are going wrong. Boss, Ruto, close the door. President Uhuru, close the door. You are wasting our time. Have you seen it now? I'm simplifying it for you. Close the door. In political science, the closure of the door means the beginning of a new era. What Ruto is not doing is not closing the door. And his chances are going away one by one. To the extent like Professor Mutahi Gunyi, who always listens to me, then summarizes. I teach, you know, he's a professor, I have to do the donkey work. If you don't close, if you don't identify yourself and jump now, you saw the Kenya Olympic team. Is it waiting until it is about to board the plane and then they jump? Are they not doing rehearsals now? Didn't we have the team selected yesterday? Questions, answers. Let people not finya macho sana. Naona watu wanafinya macho. Douglas Kerimi, usifinye sana. Kuja na answer. Close the door now. A door cannot be called a door if it cannot open and close. It is a very serious, significant point of view in political science. President Uhuru Kenyatta, I studied political science. I went further. Your Excellency, close the door. Close the door. Close the door. If you don't close the door, Mr. President, your time is closing. They are going to close you out. Close the door. And Ruto, shut the door. Or shut it You opened at it. You jumped to UDA, shut the door. How many of you open the door when you are using your back? Try it tonight. Besonga. Go and put in a padlock, remove the padlock and open using your back. You will see the type of fall you will have. Medium, try it tonight. And I'm not, don't quote me that Matsanga told us to try it, because it's a very dangerous exercise. Close the door, shut the door. Call it a door, a door. Don't call a door a ventilator or a window. Have you ever seen a window with a shutter? A ventilator with a shutter? Have you? No, have you seen a ventilator with a shutter? Show me one ventilator. Then why is it called a ventilator? Have you seen a window without mitalimbo? Show me. A window without mitalimbo? You know what mitalimbo is? Iron bars. You look at your window, Karanja, near there where you are. Haven't you fixed the iron bars there so that people don't come through it? Am I wrong, Karanja? Leave it without iron bars. Hata hiyo laptop kwenye iko nayo katachukuliwa. Sai. So there you are. People in Kenya should pay me for teaching this political science for free. And as Wesonga I can see smiling for free. Mnapata kitu ya bwerere. Some of you here are students. Miriam is a student, philosopher. She's going to become a philosopher tomorrow. Professor Nyali's children should pay me for teaching this theory of a window, of a door shut and close. Close the door. President Uhuru Kenyatta, close the door. Ruto, shut the door. Shut your mouth and the door. Go. Leave Jubilee alone. Doesn't it summarize what you wanted to hear, Miriam? Umetoka Jubilee. Sasa unataka kurudi with your buttocks. Opening the window with your buttocks. What the hell are you doing? Unataka kuroga sisi. Wewe umetoka enda. Are you trying to bewitch us? So that our children go on urinating on our beds? It's very strange. Close. You have gone, go. You decided to go. Enda. Unataka nini nyuma? Wacha Uhuru afanye ambayo anataka. And Mr. President, for me, I don't always act like a Mutahi Ngunyi. I give practical lessons. Your Excellency, these MPs from the Rift, these ones, some of them like there is one there who looks like a Zaira, Congolese. Is it? What is his name? Brown lady, youngish, is on TV all the time. Just show them the door. The act, the political party act is very clear. You will see how many will run back to State House to beg you. Show them the door. Uhuru Kenyatta magnify, extend. It is not, Ruto doesn't know that he himself is extending the term of this tenure of this government. He doesn't know. Another point I wanted to make here for Kenyans to know. You are spreading COVID-19. I don't know why the president has allowed this guy to go and collect people in West Pokot. Fucking man! This disease is very bad. I'm sorry I'm speaking American English today. So that word is not very bad, but it's not very good for Miriam's children watching. Sorry. But look, and my children, no, mine have grown up. Let me tell you, Miriam, learn from Uganda. People told you, Ugandans started managing COVID-19 very well. Miriam, it is very sad. Umesikia ma'am, very sad. What is happening in Kampala, in Uganda, is very sad. Because people did not listen to the advice and went ahead for an election. Out of this election, 4 months, the virus variant arrived from India. What is going on there is very bad. I can't even now explain myself and proudly tell people that my country had managed COVID-19 very well. People are literally going down. And Uganda is not very far from Kisumu. Neither Kisumu is not very far from Tanzania and Migori. The rate of infection that is capturing those areas is becoming alarming, because people did not listen. They went, Uganda collect over 2,000 people in West Pokot, in Kapenguria, because you are looking for votes. None of them had masks. 1 or 2 or 3 people had masks. Mr. Deputy President, do you have a heart for other people? Do you have a value for human beings? Or you hate them the way you have hated some of us? The government should come out now and tell people why these politicians are still holding political public rallies, despite the problem that this COVID-19 is coming out, and it is coming in a huge way in this month of July. It's a cold month where temperatures go low and new variants are coming, and the people are holding political rallies. Where is the president, and why is the president not talking about this? Because very soon we shall go back to the situation where hospitals will be overwhelmed. And if you think Matsanga talks nonsense, I want to pray to God, please don't come to me again. Don't come. Aye, 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 Mungu. Aye, Mungu. I am vaccinated. Aye, aye. It is up to you. Aye, aye. Please. And if you think I'm talking rubbish, continue attending Ruto's meetings. You will tell me tomorrow. You tell me tomorrow. You can play with the word COVID. Play with it. Eat it. Enjoy it. Drink it on your beer. COVID. But let it enter your lungs. Aye, 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 God. Let it enter your relatives. Aye, aye. You will see. That's when you will even want to know, to hear Matsanga's advice. Ruto has taken his Russian medicine. He has even, they have come quietly and given him. He went to Turkey, walimugonga. I'm now revealing for you. Walimupiga hiyo kitu ya pili. So you continue attending his rallies. Come in big numbers. Miriam, if I've spoken wrongly, tell me, because I know from your eyes. Have I spoken wrongly on this? This thing is very real. We must help the government to tell the people the truth. Political rallies now in thousands. Look at the people who were in West Pokot, in Kapenguria. How many of them know the seriousness of the pandemic? We are not yet out of the woods. Kenya has not even immunized 1 million, over 2 million people. Has not vaccinated over 2 million people. The few of us who are lucky who got the vaccine are here. I'm here. I got the vaccine. I'm fully vaccinated. So don't come and kill me. Because I've told you the truth. I'm vaccinated. I put my life, whether it comes this way, haven't I lived longer? 65 years God has given me. But if he has given me this briefing space medium, it is up to you people. Maybe he told me to tell the message. It's up to you. Wewe endelea na kwenda kwa hiyo mambo ya Ruto, Ruto my foot. Ruto went to Ankara to Turkey. He was vaccinated there. He asked for permission to go to Turkey. Recently, didn't you hear he was in Turkey? The man is vaccinated. And the man goes on calling people in West Pokot to kill them. Who will vote for you in 2022? Who? Who is going to vote for you in 2022? Jermaine, you Kenyan politicians, who is going to vote for you in 2022? The same people you are calling now, Miriam, the same people, surely God. Is God seeing this? Yeah. That's a very strong prayer. You wait. Hiyo mambo hapana mzuri. Hiyo kitu hapana ya kucheka. In Uganda, we are struggling with oxygen. Oxygen cylinders are not there. People were told not to follow public political rallies. They went on running on political rallies. Oh, we want Bobby Wine. We want Bobby Wine. Now see. Oh, we want Museveni. We want this. Now see. On this one, Museveni, on rallies, he kept his rallies through virtual. That one, Museveni said, he told them. But the people, our people, so-called opposition, that includes me, because I'm in the opposition. I'm not government. I give a credit where it is due. Museveni kept people off. He could pass and walk. But when Ruto sees the crowd, he gets out of the car. He wants to be seen with this new, why doesn't he wear good shirts like this one? Maybe mambo ya taki. Where like this bwana? Where? Aterere. From Marks and Spencer. We die British men. Miriam, thank you very much. I think I can see Professor Gerard Onyari. Let's give him 2 minutes to tell us what he thinks about the merger. Professor Gerard Onyari, I can see you have changed your campaigning structures behind you. This must be in Nyamira near Kegoro's home.
Prof, good afternoon. Professor, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to Miriam and my fellow panelists and our viewers from wherever they are.
Yes, and a very happy Father's Day to you. So we were looking at the Uhuru Raila pick. They've picked a team for the 2022 coalition talks. So we are looking at the possible merger between Jubilee and ODM.
Yeah, thank you, Miriam, for that good question. You know, Miriam, I am very key to statements wherever they just come across. A deal is not a deal unless, Miriam, it is sealed. There's no coalition, Miriam, at the moment, Miriam. It is just only talks. You don't know whether the talks are going to be successful or not successful. Why are you getting worried, Miriam? They are only just having an engagement. The day you will see them coming forward and signing the coalition agreement is when we will say, Miriam, now this is the coalition. So nobody should be get scared, just like the deputy president. And in fact, yesterday he confirmed that he belongs to UDA. So I don't know what Jubilee is waiting is to start the mechanism of just kicking him out of the party. Jubilee has not said that they have gone to ODM or they have done this one. Miriam, it is just only a conversation, it's an engagement, which is very democratic. Miriam, they have got freedom of association and freedom of discussion. But you saw yesterday, the deputy president came forward and saying that he belongs to UDA. What any further evidence do we want? What any further evidence do we want from him? So from where I sit, Miriam, is that Jubilee is a coalition of parties, which is a good thing, Miriam. And if they bring ODM on board, Miriam, that will be a big win for the people of this country, Miriam, because so far since the handshake of 9th March 2018, the country has been very calm, Miriam. And if this one will just go on to become a coalition and to become building Preachers Initiative Party, Miriam, the handshake party, it is good for the country. So people are free, Miriam, to talk. There is no coalition at the moment. It's only talks and discussion going on. I don't know how they are going to conclude.
All right.
I submit.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I think that's where we end our Kenyan topic this afternoon, and we get into... Prof, could you mute your device, please? Thank you. So that we get into other topics across Africa, and we start.
Professor, can you mute your system? Mute.
I'm in your mirror.
All right. Thank you so much. Doctor, status of the...
You are in a muting, but unmute, but mute your phone.
All right. The production will take care of it. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Doctor, you started off in the other topics we have across Africa, and that is Nigeria. We start with Nigeria, the forgotten suffering. Maybe you could start us off, Doctor.
Thank you very much. I will be quick. Nigeria has been bleeding. The United Nations Security Council goes to put sanctions against Myanmar. But why are we not putting sanctions on Buhari? The state has collapsed. Why is the world watching Buhari walk free? Nobody is putting sanctions on Buhari. Why? Has the world kept quiet? Why is the world keeping quiet? Why have we talked, and every day we talk about Nigeria, the collapsing state, the dwindling state, the killings that take place in Nigeria, the murder, the kidnap, the slaughter. Why are we not looking at Nigeria? Why is the world keeping quiet? I believe the world is conniving against the people of Nigeria. I believe the world is turning a blind eye against Biafra, against the killings that we see that are perpetrated by the Nigerian security forces against the civilians in Nigeria. I believe the time has come now, and now, not tomorrow, for the world and the United Nations Security Council to turn its eye on the dwindling Nigeria, the collapsing Nigeria, the Nigeria where kidnap, torture, where ISIS, Boko Haram, and other bandits have taken up arms to eat their own people. I believe the world is watching elsewhere because the world is governed by Total Oil. I believe the world is governed by Total Oil and oil from Shell BP. I believe the world is not listening to the people, the voices of the people of Biafra, the movement, the rape, the killings, the corruption that is taking place in the state of Nigeria. I believe the African Union Peace and Security Council has not looked at the Nigerian and have got a blind eye against the people of Nigeria, over 220 million people being killed on a daily basis, molested, tortured. Why is the world quiet? Why? Why? Because of the oil interests. The world is quiet because of oil interests. When will people wake up to support the people of Biafra who want their freedom through a referendum? They have expressed so. They have not gone for arms, but they are discriminated within their own country. They have a destiny, therefore. Why is Africa? Why the right gets it wrong and the left gets it wrong again? None of the two gets it right. Why in Africa? I submit.
All right. Thank you so much. Daniel Wesonga, what is going on in Nigeria? Is it even as abductions continue and killings by the bandits continue there? The world seems to be silent on what is happening there in Nigeria.
Yes, thank you, Miriam Ogutu. And of course, Dr. Matsanga has put it in plain white and black. And as it is right now, the future is going to judge us harshly, especially the African nations, the leadership, and the people who are sitting pretty well when our brothers in Nigeria are undergoing a very difficult situation, and especially the people of Biafra, who for decades have been under very repressive regimes. And right now, they seem to have been forgotten by the very government of President Muhammadu Buhari, which ought to be looking at their tribulation and be able to address their issues as the people of Biafra. Why has the regime of President Muhammadu Buhari denied these people a right to have their own referendum to determine their own future? It is very, very worrying that President Muhammadu Buhari the last week, he had to leave the country to go out to attend to other matters outside the country, when we still have kidnappings, when we're still having a war going on the northern part of the country. So therefore, that showcases the irresponsibility that is happening in Nigeria in terms of leadership, and the people of Africa should not continue to sit down pretty and watch as Nigeria goes to chaos and our lives are lost and the properties are destroyed. We need actually to raise up. And I believe, Miriam, the passing on of the founding father of Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda, should remind us of the spirit that our forefathers, our founding fathers, had for the continent of Africa, and Nigeria being among the first countries in Africa to gain their independence and actually open doors for the rest of us to gain independence. It shows us that, Miriam, we have an obligation to stand up for the people of Nigeria. We should not sit behind and watch Nigeria and go to the dogs. I submit.
Okay, thank you. Daniel Wesonga, Samuel Tawish.
Oh, very well. Thank you so much, Miriam, yet again for this opportunity. I think, Miriam, to start, I will say this, that there's an adage that goes, when you remain silent in the face of oppression, then you're on the side of the oppressor. And I think, as my brother Wesonga has did put it, history will judge, of course, most of us, especially the leadership of this continent, harshly because of the kind of silence that we have actually offered. Those who have been silent really offered on the plight of the people of Nigeria, especially the indigenous people of Biafra. But for Dr. Matsanga, Punchline African TV, and most of us who have been actually persistent on calling for President, of course, President Buhari, the African Union, United Nations Security Council, and other stakeholders to see into it how they can rise to the occasion rather and stop the atrocities that the people of course, the government of Buhari continue to have on the indigenous people of Biafra. So I think, Miriam, by and large, what we need to continue doing is the spirit of persistence, the spirit of making sure that we continue with this crusade of piling pressure on President Buhari to see it fit to actually allow the people of Biafra to have this plebiscite so that they can determine their fate. Because again, that is the only thing they're asking. That is the only agitation. It does not necessarily mean that if we go to a referendum, probably the people of Biafra will have won by the end of the day. But I think it is good to allow them to have this referendum so that they can determine whether they can go separate ways or not. But again, Miriam, as it is today, I think as Punchline Africa TV and what you have been doing all along, I think history is going to be very fair on our side. That we have tried and we will continue with the same spirit. There's no retreat, there's no surrender. And as far as continuing with this push to have President Buhari actually allow this referendum to happen. But again, as I wind up on my submission, Miriam, it is also important for us to remind President Buhari and others who continue to oppress the innocent civilians simply because they feel they are in power, they have the instruments of power, and maybe they are beyond reproach, that there's nothing that can be done by ordinary civilians to them because now they wield the instruments of power, that they seems they continue to commit on the lives of innocent civilians will come and haunt them one day, Miriam. Because again, the spirits of the founding fathers of this great continent of Africa are actually hovering above the heads of these individuals who continue to sit pretty and watch, in fact, even participate or perpetrate the atrocities that we continue to see in parts of the African continent today. So Miriam, as we continue to talk about Nigeria and other countries in the continent today, it is important for these leaders to be reminded that today they're in power, tomorrow they will be former leaders. And therefore, if it is not during this time, I can tell you for sure that they will pay for those atrocities. They will surely pay for the sins that they are committing on the innocent civilians. Miriam, I submit.
Okay, thank you. Chevan Karanja.
Thank you very much, Miriam, for the discussion that we are having this good afternoon. And Miriam, we have discussed this issue of Nigeria for quite now. And I will continue persuading and urging the people of Nigeria to continue pushing for reforms. Because, Miriam, the little efforts that they are making, the big efforts that they are making at each level, Miriam, it will bear fruits at the end of the day. And also for the Punchline Africa TV for continuing being a voice to the voiceless, because we have given a platform where the people of Biafra can come, discuss issues without fear and without any intimidation. Because, you know, in that failed state of Nigeria, Miriam, even the media has been suffocated. The people have no space to have to express themselves. The freedom of expression, Miriam, has been illegally terminated by the bad regime of Muhammadu Buhari. And Miriam, you know, at this critical moment, the people of Nigeria have come to realization that their president is just existing as a president, but when it comes to action to protect the interest of the people, he remains a rhetoric president. He is not concerned. A president who comes in front of cameras to tell people that he knows that he has failed the state, Miriam, is not worthy to be near a political office, leave alone being the president of a country, because he's a person who is not interested with the interest of the innocent people of the Biafra. This is a person who is not interested to see school-going children at peace. This is a person who is not interested to see the mothers and the fathers in Nigeria interest protected. And this is a person who is not bothered, because all these abductions that are happening, all these kind of intimidations, children, school-going children, Miriam, being abducted, and the president is silent. When the police use forceful power, are brutally killing the innocent residents of Nigeria, Miriam, and the president is not doing anything. This shows that he is not interested, and the best they need to do is to continue making their voice heard, is to continue pushing for the reforms, is to continue pushing for a referendum so that they can realize their self-determination, so that they can have their own way without carrying the baggage, the burden of this failed regime of Nigeria with Buhari and his surrogates. Because what Buhari is doing He wants this country to remain in this unstable state so that he can continue benefiting, making oil deals. He can continue benefiting through corruption, kickbacks, and so on from the external forces that are sponsoring this kind of regime. He wants the insecurity surge in Nigeria to remain or to extend, so that the country can remain in that shambolic nature, so that he can continue malnourishing the minerals and the resources that are in the country. Therefore, the people of Biafra, they are doing a very good job. Let them continue pushing for reforms, Miriam. Because when we keep silent, when we go maimed, when bad things are happening, Miriam, we'll be casualties at the end of the day. When bad things erupt, Miriam, we'll be caught at some stage. Therefore, even those Fulani guys, Miriam, they should not sit plenty. They should understand that a threat to justice, to justice everywhere. Therefore, they should not think that because the president comes from their region, they should enjoy. When things will go south, they will also suffer the burden. And we, as Miriam, will also feel the pinch. That is why we'll continue making our voice heard. That is, we'll continue pushing for Buhari to go home or to go to jail, because that is where he belongs. He does not belong to police or to any position of leadership, because he has failed, he is corrupt, he is a person who is not even fit. In his, these are mediocre kind of leaders. When you look at his performance, Miriam, he is below average. Therefore, he should not even think of extending his term. Therefore, I submit that the people of Biafra needs their freedom, needs their space, so that they can grow economically, politically, and socially. And that will happen when they pull and they push this man out of power, the failed regime of Muhammadu Buhari. I submit.
All right. Chairman Karanja, thank you. Douglas Kirimi, the forgotten war that is happening, suffering that is happening now in Nigeria. Douglas?
Gerard.
All right,
Call Gerard.
Professor Jared Onyari.
Yeah, Miriam, I don't really have much to say about President Buhari, because Miriam, he promised us 100 days in office, he will crush Boko Haram. He has not done so. What did we see him next doing? Is admitting that now that he is unable to fight Boko Haram. Miriam, the only logical conclusion you can conclude from there is part of Boko Haram. Period, Miriam. He has not told us, we have not even seen him try, Miriam, but we have seen women and girls being kidnapped every now and again. And let me just say that you are saying that the world is watching, or African Union is watching, Miriam. I can only use COVID-19 as an example, Miriam. Nigeria are on their own. Let them fight and secure their country. No outside are interested in them having peace. So the sooner they realize this, Miriam, the better. To the Biafra people, Miriam, it doesn't matter, Miriam, that there is someone who can stop them. Nobody can stop you when you want something, because you want it. Determination of the Biafra people, Miriam, is just a matter of time. They will get their independence, Miriam. They will be able to determine how they want to be governed. But on President Buhari, Miriam, the sooner we prepare the case before the International Criminal Court, Miriam, and I hope we talk this with our brother from Nigeria, we agree that let us continue correcting the information, Miriam. Is a man who is supposed to stand before a court of law to be tried against the crimes of this man. I want to associate myself with all what Dr. Matsanga said, and Miriam, as I have always said, Miriam, Africa has got work to be done, and we can't run away from it. We may seem not to be having, but the fact that we are having a conversation, we are having an engagement, and we are telling the people of Nigeria, the Biafra people, keep on fighting. The people who sat somewhere in Bahrain in 1884, they decided to partition the continent of Africa, Miriam, and you expect that they want Africa? No. Dr. Matsanga said that when the instability in Nigeria is good for the West, because, Miriam, you know, Nigeria is one of the world's largest oil-producing countries. So they know Miriam very well that when there's tranquility, when there's peace, when there's stability, Miriam, they otherwise may be taught Miriam. So the people of Nigeria, we stand together with you, but don't expect anything good from Africa Union, Miriam. It should have come, could have come. Don't expect anything from United Nations Security Council, Miriam. Miriam, the other day, I shared with Dr. Matsanga, Miriam, that there was a car which was in Democratic Republic of Congo. It had an accident, Miriam. When it overturned and we were opening, Miriam, you know what was inside? Cartons and cartons of precious minerals. That's gold and diamond, Miriam. That's where Africa is. Let us keep on fighting. Victory is coming. It is not far away because, Miriam, we want to fight for the good and stability of Africa, and nobody is going to stop us. I submit.
Okay, thank you so much. And that brings us to the next topic on Africa, and that is to do with Zimbabwe. Prof, please, could you mute your device? Thank you. Is French conspiracy working in Zimbabwe? Doctor, start us off.
Thank you very much, Miriam. A few months ago, I analyzed the conflict in Mozambique. 6 years ago, I analyzed the conflict in Great East Africa and Central Africa. I told the people that there is a proxy war that is shaping up in the Great Lakes region. The French have finished West Africa. The French have finished North Africa. And I want the people of Zimbabwe to listen to me, and the people of Mozambique to listen to me. If there are troops that should go into Mozambique, those troops must be SADC supported troops. Zimbabwe should not take any troops single-handedly across the border to Mozambique unless attacked by what is happening in Mozambique. The problem of Mozambique, and I want to speak, I will talk about it tomorrow exclusively. Let's now keep it quiet. I'm going to expose the rot that is taking shape in that war. I'll speak at length under Matsanga Africa perspective. And then you will hear my views, Miriam. The point of Mozambique is this. The president of Mozambique has become commercial. He's a commercial president who is like a Ruto. There's no difference between Nyusi and a Ruto. As a result, and I am telling you, I am calling Chisano to tell Mr. Chisano, the country is going to pieces, to the dogs. Remember what killed Kabila? What killed the father Kabila? What was it? What killed Kabila was, and I remember very well, was very clear. Greed. Greed took Kabila to the coffin. Kabila grabbed too many contracts of each Western companies that wanted mining concession, Republic of Congo. I speak with a lot of respect and a lot of courage and a lot of intelligence in my hands. If anyone has more, let him challenge me. I have been behind the scene. I know what happens. As a student of the Great Lakes region politics, which is offered as a subject in London universities, like London School of Oriental and African studies. Miriam, you can take it online and you can enjoy, my dear daughter. You will learn quite a lot of intelligence operations. It's a good subject that I encourage you to do so. I don't speak by looking at books. I don't speak by collecting paperwork. I know what goes on. President Nyusi of Mozambique has become a commercial entity that has attracted Chevron oil, Total oil, BP oil for gas, hot springs gas oil in Cape Delgado. The time and the wind has changed. It's changed. People are asking, you gave us this contract. Now you have given this contract to another person. And then this one, the Americans are now shifting. Look at what is happening. Anywhere where you see a conflict that surrounds itself around oil, like in Nigeria, the Biafran war, it was oil. Total oil versus Shell BP. Anything you see where minerals are concerned, two countries. Now they have added another country or two other countries. Sorry. One, sorry.
All right. Sorry.
One of the countries is France. When you see a conflict of oil, France will be handy. When you see a conflict of oil, America will be handy. Behind the scenes, lurking in the shadows. Now there is a new partner, a new wife that America has married. In terms, literally, political terms, I'm not saying real marriage. So the people of Qatar should not get annoyed with me. I know there are very good women in Qatar who can be married by their husbands. But America has married Qatar and brought Qatar on board. Remember, France and Qatar, and this is going to be a thriller tomorrow. Miriam, don't miss this. France and Qatar. Qatar does not have drilling equipment for oil. It has the money. What does Qatar do? It gives France money to drill on their behalf, and then it takes the oil. Because the oil in Qatar, in Doha, in that small kingdom, is getting little. They used it, they got the money, they built the kingdom, they built all these states. But the oil seems to be running somewhere else. That's why you see Qatar is at the center of international insurgencies. Qatar is quoted to be in the Middle East, arming Hamas against Israel. Qatar is quoted to be in Cape Delgado. Yes, arming the small Al-Shabaab who have grown up in Cape Delgado. If I'm wrong, God help me on this journey. One priest today was saying, don't fall in a problem, then ask if God help me. Me, I've been helping God. God has been helping me alone. There was nobody that God told me to go to, except to adhere to his principles and beg him for help. Help me, oh God. When God created Adam, I don't know whether any of you know that, is there anybody on the panel who knows that there was a prophet for Adam? Because I wish wants to read the Bible so much. and abandoned city in Narok. There is nobody who can tell me that God sent a prophet to talk to Adam. No. It's direct talk. Mungu alimwambia usikule hiyo kitu. Mwambia mama asikule hiyo kitu. He went, he declared, he feared the wife. He feared Miriam, and he did not tell Miriam direct. Miriam in the morning went to the garden caused all this problem. So I am now telling the truth here. France does not have the money to grieve.
And the serpent also feared the man.
The what?
The serpent also feared the man. He decided to go to the woman.
The serpent was sent by God direct.
I mean, God came to the man direct to tell the man, to command the man not to eat of the fruit of the needle. But now the serpent came now through the woman because he knew maybe the woman will easily be manipulated or will accept.
There you are. It's debatable. And Miriam will not take that lightly. She will debate with you until the chicken come home. So let's leave it for another day on unfiltered. Mark that one, Miriam, unfiltered topic. Now, we bring this to an end, the Zimbabwe angle. Now the French, after seeing the confusion they caused in Mozambique, Miriam, they go to Zimbabwe. First, America came to Zimbabwe and asked the Zimbabwe government, the president, that can you send your troops to Mozambique? We shall do this, we shall do that, we shall do that. Some of us protested. And one of the good things with the government, the people, there are people in the world who listen. Some people listen and take action. Some people don't listen and they underrate you until it comes to a person, a thing becomes very bad. The president took steps and avoided American request. Now, America is also part of the Chevron oil. There is another oil company, Miriam, look for it, in Mozambique, that is buying, that is interested in the Beira Triangle. They now said we cannot manage. They now contacted, CIA contacts DSGE, which is the French intelligence, to start working on a plan to have Zimbabwe sack itself. Go and ask Zimbabwe, we have failed. But Zimbabwe, who is pushing Zimbabwe? Who wants to push Zimbabwe? Qatar is coming with goodies. Oh, we can do this, we can do that. That's what Qatar did. Didn't you see the sheikh coming here? That is the same man who does all these rounds in Mogadishu. Miriam, didn't you see him here? He told us that that problem of maritime is going to be over. I told someone there is something going on. Now I've discovered there is something going on. I don't want to say it. Let it be for the good of this region. Me, the only thing that I can tell the region, and which I tell the Secretary General of the United Nations, is there is a threat to peace in the Indian Ocean. Can I repeat that? Because people are hiding these things. But there is a threat, a huge threat. Cape Delgado is near Tanzania, near Zanzibar, near Pemba. It's very close. Some of the islands there are named Pemba. The Mozambican islands are named Pemba, which is the Pemba of East Africa, in the Indian Ocean. And we are waiting, it is spreading. Now they want Zimbabwe to be sucked in, but Zimbabwe must be very careful. Zimbabwe must be careful not to be sucked in a war that will suck themselves while they create a regime change through the American George Soros, who is very present around the borders of Zimbabwe, in Johannesburg and in Lilongwe. George Soros' offices, both in Lilongwe and Johannesburg, fund Chamisa and his activities. So if the president wants to hear, there you are. It's a free information. You don't need an intelligence officer to fly where to find it. I always give it as it is. May God rest some of my friends who have passed saying the truth. I speak the truth. I don't keep something under the table, Miriam. The French are trying to suck Zimbabwe into a conflict. They have finished to destroy West Africa. They have finished to destroy Central Africa. They have finished to destroy South Sudan. They are finishing to destroy Mogadishu through Qatar, their proxy. They have failed to give us money for the LAPSET. They withdrew from the LAPSET. They came to Tanzania, they have destroyed Magufuli. Magufuli refused them, they finished it. Now we don't talk. So many people are not talking about Magufuli. He's gone. He's forgotten. Have you seen that, Miriam? He's forgotten. And yet Magufuli stood firm and told the French, no way. He made a mistake to come back and agree with them. So the people who were forcing the French on Tanzania created a problem that we see in the region now. The rebels that are in northern Mozambique are the rebels that 6 years ago pretended to be, and I repeat, pretended to be construction workers who poured themselves through Tanzania. Now we have rebels killing people in the northern part of Mozambique. We have a president in Maputo who is a commercial president, but not a political president. Why has he refused SADC, Miriam, to bring in troops? Why? I submit.
All right, thank you. And I think you have extended.
I think I've finished the subject.
Finished that subject.
We need to move.
I'll just move on to
the next subject.
Yeah, Somalia. Is Turkey becoming another facilitator for? Now, Turkey's influence in the Horn of Africa is back in the spotlight following the announcement that Somalia has invited Turkey to explore for oil on its seas. The invitation was preceded by a maritime agreement Turkey signed with Libya last year, which increased tensions in the Mediterranean over energy resources. Turkey is building on its already strong relationship with Somalia as it accepts an invitation to explore for oil on its seas. Ankara has spent years building trust in the region as it seeks to increase its influence.
You know what, Miriam? I will not speak much. I will hand it over to the younger generation here and all of them who can make their points. Mine is a point to caution. The Ottoman Empire has 3 strands of ideology. 1, commercial. 2, conflict. 3, hypocrisy. Have you seen any territory of Turkey in Africa? Show me one. Is there any territory of Turkey? despite the fact that the Ottoman Empire was one of the most powerful empires in Europe. You remember the Ottoman Empire? That fought the battles of Carthage, which is the current Tunis. As a historian guy, I'm here proud, again, Miriam, with my head only telling you. Look at that. Turkey has no colony. Why? Because Turkey has 3 strands of ideology: commercial, hypocrisy, and the other one I've just said it. What is it? Conflict. It creates conflict to sell and to buy. Have you seen? Turkey creates conflict to buy and sell Ruto's clothes. Have you seen those shirts of Ruto? These ones that stick on the body. I don't know whether Tawish you wear those things.
I used to, but I stopped long. Long time ago.
I advised you not to go and wear Marks and Spencer.
Upon your intervention,
so,
sir.
let me finish. I can see Miriam looking at her watch. Ma'am, Turkey has those 3, and mark me, you people who are discussing this, President Uhuru Kenyatta is in Turkey at the moment, and I'm discussing this disclaimer. I don't know what the president wants to do there. What he's doing there is Kenyan foreign policy, because I don't work for the government. I criticize, I write for myself, for what I believe will come true. Turkey has 3 strands: commercial, conflict, and hypocrisy. That's why Turkey lost all the colonies and civilization in any of the coasts, west, east, south. Turkey lost. Now it has come through 2 strands. It has come through 2 strands, then uses the 3rd one. It is Turkey Turkey provided the initial money for Mogadishu to go and choose Kenya in the ICJ. Then Qatar came and took over from Turkey, because Farimajo acts like a Malaya. Actually, Farimajo is a Malaya. Kila mtu anakupenduka peura. Eh? You are taken, you are opened like a book. Qatar came and seduced Mr. Farimajo, Malaya. Inamchukua. He left Turkey. Now Turkey has come back. Farimajo has opened another leg. Chukua. So, let me now tell you the truth. Commercial, and mark me, Javani Karanja and Wesong and my brother. There are 3. Create a conflict, sell your goods and buy your goods. They buy your goods. For those who don't know Malaya word, it is harrotism. You act like a harrot in the red square of Amsterdam can be seduced by the highest bidder. So Turkey comes with the money, and I want those who are handling this docket, is your problem. If you don't listen to me, I am not forcing you to listen to me. But one day you will say I was right. Turkey comes in, tells Somalia, heighten the stakes by taking Kenya to where? To The Hague. Then, as they were in The Hague, Qatar comes in and said, we can offer you best, and we shall handle Kenya quietly and tell them, we are here, don't touch. Turkey left. What did Turkey do? It created a conflict where we lost AMISOM soldiers and we lost many Ugandans in Mogadishu until the government of Arimajo chased Turkey out and the United Arab Emirates. Now Turkey has finally seen the fading star because Qatar is busy arming Hamas. For students of international relations who want to enjoy the arming of Hamas in money, supporting Hamas is taking place. Qatar is busy there. Turkey has come in, said we can be all right. Anybody who doubts me, read the standard. You saw that standard thing, Mr. Tawish. You have read it? It says Turkey is ready to discuss the maritime border dispute. Why is it ready now? Because it has already caused us trouble. Now it comes to hypocrisy, strategy. We can talk to them. To allow Kenya to remain as if Turkey is a good friend, it is not. See what Turkey has done. A good thing that Turkey has done is in Libya, where they decided to defy France. And that's where we are going to get a problem. And I went on the side of the Libyan government and poured the troops in Tripoli. Now, the problem we have here is that France also is having a share because France controls the ICJ. It pays the judge's salary. This is a problem where you have an international agency and no money for payment comes from the UN. One country comes up to say, I will pay the agency. It is pocketed. Remember the president of that court? The first one was a French. The second one was this Somali man created by France. Now they have brought another one created by France. Look at the dynamics. So anybody handling Kenya's type of foreign policy, you have a quagmire. Thank you very much, God. I don't think people don't know that I am on live. Then they don't watch my programs. They only want to watch me. They want to take my phone, me to take their phones. I am on the show live. Therefore, if you don't want my work, you want me. I don't know why. Someone is calling me now. Doesn't pay. They don't watch my shows. So, Miriam, the situation is that. It's a very bad situation here. And that situation can bring us a very big war. The only submission I want to make today, as others make 1 minute, because I know we want to close and go home, is the United Nations Security Council. Please take note take note from West Africa and Nigeria. Take note in the Indian Ocean, from Somalia up to Mozambique. There's going to be a very big war very soon. I submit.
All right. Thank you. Samuel Tawish.
Well, thank you so much, Miriam, for yet this opportunity. I think Dr. Matsanga has extensively touched on that matter of Somalia and the hand of Turkey in as far as the dispute between Kenya and Somalia is concerned on the maritime border dispute. And I think, Miriam, nothing is further from the truth. And Turkey appears to be sitting on the fence, and they appear to be hypocritical, like Dr. Matsanga has put it, because again, at some point, they appear like they are siding with Somalia. At some point, it's like they want to buy the already disputed the oil fields in the Indian Ocean, but at the same time, it's like they want Kenya to treat or perceive them as friends, that they can be neutral arbiters to the conflict that is between Kenya and Somalia. When Kenyans really know that Turkey is the one which has been behind the scenes trying to force and compel Somalia to actually have this conflict with Kenya not resolved. So Miriam, I largely agree that Somalia is part and parcel of the problem we have on the oil disputes in the Indian Ocean. And they're actually the force behind Somalia's rigid position. Even the refusal, for example, to withdraw the case at the International Justice and bring it back so that it can be deliberated right here back at home. So moving forward, I think it is important for Kenya really to know who the true friends are, because that is equally very, very important. When you have people who disguise as friends when they are real enemies for you, and because they dine with your enemies, that in itself tells you that they did not have your interest at heart, and theirs is about maybe the opportunity they want through this conflict for them to exploit these oil deposits that are actually found in this Indian Ocean, especially in the disputed fields. Miriam, I submit.
Okay, thank you, Samuel Tawish. Daniel Wesonga.
Yes, thank you, Miriam Ogutu. And sorry, I'm on the movement. I may not be able to switch on my video. So just to put my 2 pence opinion on that, I really like to anchor it on what Dr. Matsanga said, and he has always held that the conflict between the diplomatic row between Kenya and Somalia has always had an invisible hand, and in this case, Turkey and Qatar. And the fact that he talked about the commercial aspect of Turkey, that shows you that we might never have a closure on this particular matter, in as much as Turkey is hiding behind the scenes and trying to pull their influence on whatever is happening in Somalia. And because the regime in Somalia is all about making business and making a kill out of the resources that are there in Mogadishu, and in this extent, they have actually gone beyond their borders and actually annexed the oil and the gases that belong to Kenya in the Indian Ocean, then that tells you that this is all about business, and Kenya should wake up and smell the coffee and be able to see this invisible hand that has been causing acrimony through Somalia, through its foreign policy towards Kenya. I submit.
Okay, thank you so much. Indeed, we know that Turkey does not have so much footing in the continent, so it could be one of its, trying to get a hold of the Horn of Africa. We know it has been very friendly with Somalia. They have been allies for a long time, but also I think it's part of its dynamic African foreign policy. It's been trying to get a footing in the continent, but also it could be that it wants to, counter the powerful Gulf rivals. We know also Saudi Arabia, UAE, they also have interest there in Somalia. So whichever way that is. Jevan Karanja.
Thank you very much, Miriam. And when you look at the tricks and the kind of teasing that the Turkey used, they came in Somalia in 2011 to bring peace and so on, to negotiate for peaceful Somalia. But to date, Miriam, we have not materialized or have actualized the talks to ensure that we have a peaceful Somalia as we speak. They came there to try to bring some kind of remedy to the famine, a strict country. But Miriam, they came as friends. But Miriam, they later turned to take advantage of the scrabbled or to disintegrated Somali for their own benefit. They started exploiting the oils. They started pocketing the president of Somalia and Farmajo. And now they have used the country, Miriam. Therefore, this is not a good friend. This is a person who is determined to ensure that he competes with other oil exporting and importing countries like the Gulf, as you have said, and the Arabs countries. Therefore, when you look at Turkey very well, Miriam, they come as a chameleon. They camouflage depending on the environment. But when things change, they expose who they are. Therefore, Miriam, the kind of tensions that we have in Somalia and Kenya, Miriam, they all be traced to Turkey because they want to continue exploiting the oil seas in this country. And that is why maybe in one of the way, they have the hand on the case that is ongoing in ICJ. Because therefore, when I see President Uhuru Kenyatta in Turkey, I hope, Miriam, he will come up with policies and a kind of diplomacy that maybe will ease the tension. But when doing this, he should understand that Turkey is a very tricky person, is a very tricky country that we are dealing with. Is a country that have ensured the bitter relationship that we have in Kenya and Somalia exist. Therefore, this is not a person who can be trusted by all costs. Therefore, Turkey and all these issues of Al-Shabaab, Miriam, if they really mean what they say, if they stand for peace as they purport, if they stand to bring change and to bring a prosperity to Somali, Miriam, the issue of Al-Shabaab could have been dealt with a long time ago. The issue of bad governance should have been dealt with long time ago. Therefore, we should be having a prosperous Somali. But what is Turkey doing? Claiming to be a friend of Somali, and we're still having a scrabbling and falling apart Somali, disaggregating Somali, and a country that is heading down in terms of growth. It is heading on a downward mobility. Therefore, this is not the kind of friends that we need or to negotiate with. I submit.
Okay, thank you. Jivan, Douglas.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Douglas
Professor.
is gone.
Professor.
Therefore, this wrap it. Can we wrap it up?
Is Professor there? He can wrap it up for us. Is he there?
Is gone. Can I wrap it up? I'm still seeing from here.
Okay. Okay.
Miriam, it has come back to me. I was telling you, I've seen. They have all disappeared. Now, in a final analysis, we all concur. Javani Karanja has just used one word. Downward. Javani, you said downward?
Downward mobility.
Exactly. That is hypocrisy. If you have a syndrome of downward mobility, you're a hypocrite. It means you are going back from the original thought. That is why I told you Turkey has 3 strands of ideology: conflict, commercial, hypocrisy. Full stop. And therefore, it is up to the people of Africa, it's up to the people of Kenya and Somalia to find out which of the 3 strands they will engage themselves in. President Uhuru Kenyatta is in Turkey, maybe for commercial purposes. But when it comes to Somalia, Turkey does the 3. It created the conflict, it escalated the conflict, it paid for this money, for tickets, for everything in the ICJ. It has come back and said we can solve it in order to enhance its commercial capability. But at the same time, we can't trust them because they are hypocrites. Thank you very much, viewers, wherever you are in the world, and thank you, Miriam. I thank you for giving us this opportunity. It is exactly 12 minutes past 4 o'clock. We have shot over by 12 minutes. Would like to have good Father's Day. Those who have their families together, those who are being welcomed, fathers taken out, or which I don't drink anymore, or for tea. Enjoy it. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless everybody. Back to Miriam. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Dr. David Matsanga, thank you, Samuel Tawish, thank you, Daniel Wesonga, Jevan Karanja, Douglas Kirimi, and of course, Professor Jared Onyari. And before I forget, today also was World Refugee Day. It is usually celebrated today, and this is a day that is designated by the United Nations to honor and celebrate the world's refugees. UNHCR, that is the UN's refugee agency, says World Refugee Day is an occasion to build empathy and understanding for the plight of refugees and to recognize the resilience in rebuilding their lives. Thank you so much for watching, and a happy Father's Day to our viewers.
I think, Miriam, you can't go. We can't go without I.
Yes, we have to go.
We can't go without. Are you hearing me?
Mm-hmm.
You can't go without I saying something. Can I?
Okay.
Yes. Being a World Refugee Day, I want to give all the refugees worldwide, wherever you are, hope that I'm one of you. I'm one of you in the sense that 36 years ago, I became a refugee. At the end of some time, within the 36 years, I was settled. I became settled. I lost my statehood. So I encourage you that don't give up hope. I went to school. I started scratching from zero. I went to school. I studied. I competed with the mighty. One of my OGs, old girls, was the late Prime Minister of Pakistan, Benazir Bhutto, in the university where I went. May her soul rest in peace. We went together. She used to come in the classes. We used to sit on the same desk because she liked the way I organized myself in political science. And she could share, said, one day you will have a vision. I've not got that vision. One day you'll have that leadership quality. I don't know whether she was right or wrong, Miriam, but I came out of that university very, very able man with tools of analysis, able to analyze, able to be here today. And when I hear somebody in Kenya telling other people's children that they should not go and read for degrees, that they should remain cattle herders in West Pokot, I think that man is a devil. But I want to take this opportunity to thank the United Nations Refugee Organization that gave us, facilitated us, gave us the first identifiers after losing refugee status, passports, and identity. Mr. Chaponda, who used to be at Kanoni House in Nairobi, near High Slash Avenue. I thank you very much. 85, you did a great job for us. Today, some of us are here. Today, we are speaking to the international millions and the millions of people. But we are refugees in the background, and we have not regretted. So don't give up. Don't give up hope. The capability, the energy, the encouragement. If you get a chance, settle and work and go to school. Or refugees, if you get a chance, the only tool, especially younger people. Miriam, finally, as I talk, go to school. The younger refugees should always look for school, wherever you are settled, whether in Zimbabwe, whether in London, whether in the US, try to go to school and enlarge your tools of analysis. You will have the competition. Finally, Miriam, my first job when I came out of the campus was to be Sky News Africa consultant. Pop! I went for an interview. I want to give the refugees hope today. 30,000 applicants, all of them white and Jamaicans and Indians. But this guy who's speaking here with this mouth, I beat 30,000 applicants. And I got the job as Sky News Africa senior consultant with a budget of £700,000 per annum, either to sleep on a tree, under the ocean, or anywhere. I worked for Sky News from 2003, 2004. I finished my campus in 1998. When I finally came out with my all documents, presented to them. There was no question of accent. It was a question of medium, tools of analysis. When they ask questions, River Nile, the source of River Nile is where? There was no Google. There was no Google. The source of River Nile is where? I said it originates from Lake Victoria. Some of Bazungu were saying it is in Cairo. Who was the king who was overthrown by Gaddafi? Some people said King Mutesa. I said King Idris. Have you seen that? Who was the first prime minister of Nigeria who was assassinated? Babata Fab Dalewa. When did Ghana get independence? 1957. When was the first coup in Africa? 1965 in Ghana. When was Nkrumah toppled? Look at me. I'm now answering these questions. Hey, there was Zungu, there was Zungu on the panel. Out of 20 questions, I hammered 20 out of 20. We're telling me how you refuse to give me a job. If it was Kenya, they would remove me and put another person. But the Bazungu are straightforward. They gave me a job with a very nice limousine. Even when I came back home, my wife was shocked. My baby wife, thank you very much. You do the prayer that we had that evening in the house, in the sitting room, before I went for this interview. Mama, it worked miracles. 20 out of 20. All the questions on Africa. What is apartheid? Something they say apartheid is found in Colombia. Where? I said this is good for me. So don't discourage people's children when they want to go to school. Ruto, you are doing something very bad. Let people go and get degrees so that they will not only work here, but they can go. One day you never know. Some Kenyans laugh at refugees. Kenya, Miriam, as I finish. When Kenyans who laughed at me, at us when we were overthrown in 1985, when we were coming into Kenya, begging 1 shilling in order to eat chips and a quarter chicken at Jivanji Gardens. They found me in London. I filled their forms in 1992. And I can tell you one of them is Warungu of now. He was a refugee there. He fled Kenya. He had several people. Warungu is my witness. He called me, not that I filled his forms. He called me to help some Kenyans to fill forms. Because I was in Uganda Community Relief Association chairman with Zenawi and Ifaki and that fifth called Dr. Tedros, the one heading World Health Organization. I knew there would be trouble there. You know, here I am, a refugee. Joseph Warungu, yes. Joseph Warungu, we were all refugees in London. And that is why I'm telling you, from the bottom of my heart, don't despise refugees. One day they can become very important people. Encourage them, give them support, and also as a refugee, don't give up. Some of us left with 1 trouser, 1 shirt, 1 vest, 1 pair of shoes, 1 pair of socks, with nothing on us. Today we have 1,000 shirts. Don't give up. That's my encouragement to the youth worldwide. And my encouragement to other youths, black back, help a youth, help a refugee wherever you see him. Help him. Don't laugh at refugees, but see what stands in the future. It is only God who knows what is in the future. I submit. Thank you very much, Miriam, for being patient over that day today and giving me 10 minutes extra. I thank you very much. God bless you. Enjoy your coffee.
All right. right, I will. Thank you so much. And as the United Nations High Commission for Refugee is encouraging us to be more empathetic and understanding to the people who are refugee among us and across the world. Thank you so much for watching this.
And Miriam, before you go, please take this opportunity to thank Her Majesty, the government of Britain, please.
All right. Her Majesty, we thank you. And we thank you for watching.
Her Majesty, the government of United Kingdom, for having been very grateful to us, some of us and millions of Ugandans, and the government of Kenya for having welcomed us in 1985 and allowed most of us to find a base here. And I thank everybody. Thank you very much, especially Her Majesty's government, the United Kingdom. I thank you. I rest my case.
Very well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you, our viewers. I see Paul Kagi, Isaac Konyi, Kir, Agur, Mabiaka, the rest of you who have been watching us. This has been Africa Showdown. Let's meet here tomorrow, bright and early, 9 a.m. East African time for more news across the continent. My name is Miriam Ogoto. It has been a pleasure. Bye-bye for now.